90 Day Fiancé stars Bilal Hazziez and Shaeeda Sween are very worried about their beloved son Aryan. Little Aryan is currently seriously ill and hospitalized. As parents, both Bilal and Shaeeda are deeply concerned about their child's physical condition. They are doing their best for Aryan's speedy recovery and have promised to be by his side. Bilal Hazziez and Shaeeda Sween sat quietly in the dimly lit hospital room, their hearts heavy with worry. Their little son, Aryan, lay in the hospital bed, his small body frail and weak. The beeping of the monitors was the only sound breaking the tense silence. Shaeeda gently held Aryan's tiny hand, stroking it softly. "Stay strong, my baby," she whispered, tears brimming in her eyes. Bilal, usually the composed one, struggled to hold back his emotions. His son, his pride, his joy, was fighting a battle, and all he could do was watch. Doctors had diagnosed Aryan with a severe infection, and though the medical team was doing everything possible, his condition remained critical. Bilal and Shaeeda had never felt so helpless. They had been through their own struggles, marital tensions, cultural differences, and family pressures, but nothing had ever shaken them like this. "I just wish I could take his pain away," Bilal murmured, his voice breaking. Shaeeda wiped her tears. "We have to be strong for him. He needs to see us believing in his recovery." They took turns sitting by Aryan's side, speaking softly to him about their favorite memories, trips to the park, bedtime stories, and his infectious laughter that once filled their home. They promised him the world if he would just fight a little longer. Then, one evening, as the sun set outside the hospital window, Aryan's fingers twitched. His eyes fluttered open, weak but determined. Shaeeda gasped, pressing her lips to his forehead. "We're here, baby. We'll always be here." Bilal exhaled deeply, a tear slipping down his cheek. "You're going to be okay, son. I promise." In that moment, as a family, they found hope again. No matter what came next, Bilal and Shaeeda vowed to stand by their son, proving that love and faith could conquer even the darkest days. However, the morning sun barely peeked through the curtains as I heard the soft whimpers of my newborn, Ayan. It had been a long night of feedings and diaper changes, but as I scooped him up in my arms, all exhaustion melted away. His tiny fingers curled around mine, and my heart swelled with love. I gently rocked him while humming a lullaby, a routine that had become second nature to me. My husband, Bilal, stirred in bed, rubbing his eyes as he smiled at us. "Good morning, beautiful," he whispered, pressing a kiss to my forehead. After a quick diaper change, I settled into the cozy corner of our nursery to nurse Ayan. The quiet moments of bonding were my favorite, just me and my little one, lost in our own world. Meanwhile, Bilal went downstairs to prepare breakfast, a sweet gesture he had started ever since Ayan was born. By mid-morning, it was tummy time. Ayan wiggled and kicked on his soft play mat, his eyes wide with curiosity. I cheered him on, celebrating his tiny victories. Just then, my phone buzzed. It was a message from Shaeeda, my closest friend and fellow mom. "How's mom life treating you?" she asked. "Exhausting but magical," I replied, sending her a picture of Ayan's adorable sleepy face. The rest of the day passed in a blur of baby giggles, laundry, and endless diaper changes. Bilal had work calls, but he made sure to steal moments with Ayan, cradling him in his arms between meetings. Seeing them together made me fall in love with him all over again. As evening approached, I prepared a warm bath for Ayan. He splashed around, his tiny legs kicking in excitement. After wrapping him in a soft towel, I dressed him in his favorite onesie and rocked him to sleep. Once Ayan was down for the night, I finally had a moment to breathe. Bilal and I curled up on the couch, enjoying a rare moment of quiet. "You're an amazing mom," he murmured, squeezing my hand. Tears pricked my eyes, not from exhaustion, but from overwhelming gratitude. Life had changed in ways I never imagined, but I wouldn't trade this journey for anything. However, Bilal Hazziez and Shaeeda Sween had been engaged for over a year, their relationship a whirlwind of love, culture clashes, and family expectations. From the moment Shaeeda moved to the US, she dreamt of a beautiful wedding, a future filled with children, and a life where they would grow old together. But Bilal had always been hesitant. One evening, as they sat in their living room, the air between them heavy with unspoken words, Shaeeda finally confronted him. "Bilal, we've been engaged for so long. When are we setting a wedding date?" she asked, her voice a mix of hope and frustration. Bilal sighed, rubbing his temples. "Shaeeda, I love you, but we're not ready to walk down that aisle." Her heart sank. "Not ready? After everything we've been through. Marriage is a big step. I just think we need more time." Shaeeda stood up, her hands trembling. "Time? Or an excuse? You always have a reason to delay. I left everything behind for you." Bilal looked away, silent. Tears welled in Shaeeda's eyes. She had sacrificed so much, her home, her career, her family, all for a man who was too afraid to commit. "I can't keep waiting for you to decide if I'm worth it." Bilal remained motionless as she packed her bags that night. As she walked out the door, she turned back one last time. "Goodbye, Bilal. I hope you find what you're looking for." And with that, she left. The aisle they were supposed to walk down together remained empty, just like the space in Bilal's heart where she once belonged. However, Shauna, a vibrant and adventurous woman from Trinidad, had always dreamed of experiencing life in the US. When she finally got the chance to move to Atlanta, she knew it would be a journey worth documenting. As a passionate travel vlogger, she was eager to share her experiences with her growing audience. Shauna packed her bags, filled with excitement and a bit of nervousness. Leaving behind the warm beaches and carnival vibes of Trinidad, she embarked on her first international move. At Piarco International Airport, she recorded her farewell vlog, promising her followers an exciting journey ahead. When she landed in Atlanta, she was mesmerized by the towering skyline, the buzzing energy of the city, and the contrast between her island home and this urban jungle. "This ain't like home," she laughed, stepping out of Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, "but I'm ready for the adventure." Settling into her new apartment in Midtown, Shauna found everything fast-paced. The food, the people, even the weather, it was all so different. But she was determined to embrace it. She took her followers through her first experiences, trying soul food, exploring Piedmont Park, and getting lost in the massive malls. However, the real culture shock hit when she tried dating. "Tinder in Atlanta? Lord, help me," she joked in one of her vlogs. The men were smooth talkers, but she quickly realized that not everyone had good intentions. One day, while at a Caribbean food festival, Shauna ran into a fellow Trini, a woman named Sween. Shocked, Shauna recognized her instantly. "Wait, you're from 90 Day Fiancé, right?" she asked excitedly. Shaeeda laughed. "Yes, girl. You know my story with Bilal." Over plates of doubles and roti, the two bonded over their experiences as Caribbean women adjusting to life in America. Shaeeda shared some wisdom. "Atlanta will test you, but stay true to yourself. And remember, always read the contract before you sign," she added with a wink, referencing her infamous prenup situation with Bilal. Inspired by her conversation with Shaeeda, Shauna decided to level up her vlog. She started collaborating with other Caribbean influencers, showcasing the best Trini spots in Atlanta. Soon, her channel blew up. One day, she got an unexpected message, an invite from TLC producers. They were casting for a new reality show featuring Caribbean women thriving in the US. Shauna couldn't believe it. "From a small island to big dreams," she said in her vlog, tears in her eyes. As she filmed her last clip for the day, standing in front of the Atlanta skyline, she smiled. "Atlanta, ya ain't ready for me." And with that, the Caribbean gal in Atlanta was just getting started.